The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills mid-season trailer is out and it is on fire. Let's check it out. Welcome back to #1 Reality Junkie, where I take my reality TV junk and I just dump it right on you. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. Now, I've been dropping a lot more YouTube shorts. Make sure you guys check those out. But that's not why we're here. We are here to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills mid-season trailer that came out, and it is slamming. It's going to finally address the Kathy Hilton scandal, and we're finally going to get the inside and what actually was said and all of that. So let's just go through the trailer. The girls arrive to Aspen, and it starts with the interview on Instagram Live. So on this Entertainment Tonight interview that she was doing, the question was addressed about the comments made in Aspen, and she proceeds to say that, you know, she's hearing that she's this and she's that and she doesn't know where that comes from. That is not her. So in my mind, with her doing this interview, maybe especially knowing what we know now, she must have thought that this was not going to come out, that some of the remarks that she made, the allegedly derogatory remarks that she made weren't coming out, because you are saying here that you're not that person. And let's face it, sometimes we accidentally say things we don't mean, or whatever the case is, but there's always sometimes a root in that. So we don't know, but we're going to find out. I don't want to speculate here until we actually see what's going on. Anyway, then we go to the article where it talks about her reaching out to her husband saying, "Come get me from this girl's trip. I want to go home." So anyway, we go to that, and we go to Lisa and Erica talking about it. Allegedly, Erica and Lisa are the ones that overheard said comments made about Kyle coming from Kathy Hilton. They overheard those comments, and, you know, they want answers, of course, and they want it out there. All right. So, of course, we already kind of knew that was coming. It just, of course, was going to come at the end of the season. And then they go to kind of different reactions and everything, because this is, of course, shocking. It fast forwards to Kathy Hilton storming out and, you know, fussing, and the camera is right there getting everything that she's saying. So, you know, this is going to be potentially detrimental to Kathy Hilton, or will it be? You know, either this will set Kathy Hilton up for her to hold that diamond, or this will take her down and, you know, unfortunately give her, you know, a bad name. So we're going to find out either way. They're trying to do a lot of damage control, because with damage control, you have to get ahead of the story. And so them doing the interviews with Kyle and Kim and Kathy, all three doing interviews together, or the two of them doing interviews together, they're getting ahead of it. They're trying to lay it on thick, because they know once these episodes start to come out, it could get pretty nasty depending on what she said. Everything is centered around this Kathy Hilton drama. And of course, the question is posed to Miss Lisa Rinna, you know, what got Kathy upset? And Lisa Rinna hits an eye roll. Oof. She hits the eye roll, and she is just not having it. So anyway, they fast forward to a montage of some fun times. So they start off with the party. Then they go to frickin' frack, aka Erica and Dorit, in the kitchen. Just a bunch of different, you know, fun times. Garcelle in her book. It looks like Erica and Sutton are in a good place. So now we're going into the drama of it all. And let's give it up for Crystal Minkoff. Okay, because Crystal is digging. She's saying the things that, let's face it, that everybody wants to say. Like, I have not, let me just put a pause to this and just speak candidly here. I have not watched the first half of the season. I watched the first episode, and I have not watched an episode since then. And I believe, you know, getting to the root of it, I'm frustrated with Erica Girardi. I'm frustrated with the attitude. I'm frustrated with just her being so blasé about everything that happened. I understand you're not going to be able to address certain things, but I just feel like she's just, you know, moving on like, screw everybody. I don't care what anybody thinks. And I also understand that you have to get to a point where it's like, all right, I've been beat up enough. Let me start moving forward. But it just seems as if she's just very dismissive of a lot of the allegations. And now some things that are out are now being proven to not be allegations. They're proven to be true. So at this point, I just expected a little more humble pie. Yes, I do get this, new storyline for her. Oh, I'm drinking. Oh, I'm taking pills. Oh, I'm, drunk all the time. I must say what I want to say and say how it is. But at the end of the day, can we get some real, maybe heartfelt, genuine, at least the perception therein that is genuine? Can we please get that from you once, just one time? When you're a celebrity, when you're in the public spotlight, you don't even have to be an international celebrity. You can be a local celebrity. There's going to be people that are going to look for things to kind of pinpoint on you. And if you give them the ammunition, guess what? They're going to load the gun and fire. And in this case, Kathy Hilton passed the bullets to Lisa Rinna, to Erica Girardi, and they fired. And they're like, rat, tat, 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 tat. Anyway, so, what I appreciate about Crystal Minkoff, she's doing what no one else will do, but what everybody low-key wants to do, which is inquire. They have questions, and they learned last season that if you ask a question to Erica Girardi, you're going to get slayed. So I'm just happy that, Crystal is, asking questions, because I know Sutton ain't going to say nothing. She learned from last year. I ain't saying nothing. Then you have Garcelle, who, will say something. We already know Kyle isn't going to say a thing. We already know Lisa Rinna isn't going to say a thing. We already know Dorit isn't going to say a thing, which I will say she did speak up a little bit last year. Moving on. Then we see Garcelle talking with Cherie. She's on FaceTime with her. She ends up coming to join the girls later. Now we get to the conversation with Lisa, Kyle, and Kathy. And you can tell that this conversation is the conversation of conversations. First of all, poor Kyle. Kyle is just over there with her head, her hand, on her head, just like this, why? And then soap opera Lisa Rinna comes in with the line of all lines. I just want to know where that hatred comes from. Lisa Rinna is you gotta love to hate Lisa Rinna, right? As annoying as she can be at times, let's face it, she's bringing the fire and she's bringing the theatrics with it. As someone who has a background in entertainment, this is quite hilarious to me, and it's also right up her alley, right down her, right in her wheelhouse. Kathy Hilton comes back with you can be very unkind too. And yes, we know Lisa Rinna can be very unkind. We've seen it time and time again. Right now, this is about you, Kathy. This is about you, having an opportunity to, address whatever was said, knowing that it was heard, knowing that it, of course, is going to get passed amongst all the girls in the group. And apparently it hurt Kyle. So, all these things, you need to be able to address this. If it's not even for the sake of your own credibility, do it for your sister. If your sister is truly hurting, because of a statement that you made, and go to her and apologize, talk to her about it. And of course, now they say they're in a good space and they've moved forward. So that's good, but of course, this is going to drudge all that up again. That always happens. It's we've moved forward, but then you get to see how it plays out on TV. And then those feelings just come right back. So I'm sure we're going to be hearing some, and seeing some, interesting movement from, Kathy Hilton, from Kyle Richards, as well as from Erica Girardi and Lisa Rinna. So that means you guys got to be following them and checking out their social medias, because I know it's going to be a storm when these episodes come out on Twitter, for sure. Toward the end of the trailer, Kyle says, someone in this group wants to make my sister look bad. And Dorit's in this group? Nah. In this group? Yes, Dorit, in this group. And it's, of course, the topic is going to get pressed because of the backlash that Lisa Rinna and Erica Girardi received. They're look, if I'm getting backlash for talking to so-and-so this way, if I'm getting backlash for speaking out on this and that, then guess what? I'm going to blast it. I'm going to put all the information out there and let everyone see, so she too can get some backlash. She too is not the innocent, honky-dory, as Lisa Rinna put it at the end. Everything is, I guess, not so honky-dory like Lisa Rinna with the one-liners. I gotta give it to her. Anyway, so that's pretty much the end of the trailer. is such a good trailer. It really sets the tone for the remainder of the season, and I have to admit, I am relatively excited to now watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So let me know what you guys think about the mid-season trailer. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link to the trailer below. That way you guys can check that out. Will you be watching the second half of the season for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to this channel, #1 reality TV junkie, and I just dumped my reality TV junk right on you. Peace.